Either God here coming to you live and direct with another video. And I just want to talk about a couple of things, on my channel. I don't have a specific guideline, that I'm trying to follow. I just talk about everything that's on my mind, just to get out whatever feeling that I'm feeling or thought that I have. So with that being said, I want to talk about a couple of things, right? First, I want to address the fact that it's not that I'm racist. I don't want anybody of any race or creed to think that I'm racist based off the content that I put on my channel, because again, I don't know everything. I'm just sharing, what I think, based off what I'm seeing with my physical eyes, and based off, what we call history and stuff like that, what they put in front of our faces and stuff like that. Also, check this out right here. You see that? That's ice. That's ice. These beings are freezing the planet. Like I told y'all in the previous videos, like the movie Eternals, they are managing to combat the sun. It's a race against the sun. And I also want to, basically, talk about how, like, y'all got to think, these so-called white people or these so-called non-black people, because they programmed us and labeled us different names and stuff like that. And y'all just got to accept that fact. Like, they've literally, example, as far as I think I know, this planet was hot, right? So just imagine, there's a higher being or a higher source that brought their race of people here on this planet, and the only way that their race could survive is to knock off the balance of this planet. You see what I'm saying? It's just like us so-called black people. If we went to a colder realm, our creator took us and seeded us to a cold realm. Guess what our creator would have to do? Our creator would have to knock out their power source and put up a sun there. You see what I'm saying? So it can make that cold planet hot, so the so-called black people or whatever beings you want to label them make it to where they can survive. So what I think happened is the so-called non-black people, the non-black people's forefathers, their creators, came to this planet, knocked off our balance. They as far as I think I know, I heard they said they knocked out a sun. How? I don't know. But it used to be hot. It used to be real hot on this planet. They came and successfully made it cold due to reverse engineering, lowering the vibration of the planet. They killed massive amount of people. They had to lower the vibration of the planet because they knew who we were. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to evil, or what they programmed us to think is evil, it's really about knowledge and what's your intentions with this knowledge, because an evil person can know a lot too. It just, because it's not the gift or the tool or the knowledge, it's what you it's what you choose to do with that knowledge. These beings clearly chose to do unrighteous acts with it. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, like I was saying, they brought their beings to this planet, and then they made it to where these so-called non-black people could walk alongside of us. You see what I'm saying? Because they could not, as far as I think, they could not withstand the sun. Why you think some of them, hell, even some of us so-called black people walk around with umbrellas? Why would you have an umbrella with the sun? That lets you know that they've pretty much corrupted the whole planet. They threw it off balance, and that's why we're going through what we're going through. That's why we're having these conversations, because if everything was peaches and cream, we wouldn't even be having conversations like this. People wouldn't be getting censored at all, because truth would be here. But because the system is founded upon lies, like I told y'all multiple times, because this system is founded upon lies, we're just misguided, and we confused, because they don't mix, these beings manage to mix truth with fiction, and that equals confusion. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, they were able to make it cold, and now these non-black people, I converse with so-called white people and stuff like that. They watch my content. I don't hate non-black people or nothing like that. I just want all of us, so-called black people and so-called white people, all hybrids, hell, animals too. They need to know what has been taking place on this planet, and there's a force that has been manipulating us for a long time, and we've been unaware of it. So like I said, they made it cold to where these beings can walk alongside of us, as far as I think I know. Like, why y'all think they literally have a factory of so-called sunscreen? Nature doesn't produce no sunscreen. The natural sunscreen is in so-called black people. So wouldn't you think, if I'm not mistaken, Cell Fluid, a guy who used to make videos, he don't make deep videos no more. He pretty much quote unquote retired from that. But I think he said that this sunscreen, because like I said in previous videos, they use our elements and fluids and stuff like that to mass manufacture a lot of these aids for so-called non-black people. Like example, sunscreen. If they kill enough black people, because it's really it's a business, and it goes unseen. Like, this stuff is done on the dark web. They literally selling so-called melanin. They selling melanin on the dark web. You see what I'm saying? So they using our elements to create these products in these stores, aka sunscreen, and it's $1 billion company. You see what I'm saying? But who knows that? I guess people just think that sunscreen just coming out of their ass. But no. As far as I think I know, this sunscreen is coming from us, so-called black people. Our skin, when we die, they use those elements, to mass manufacture these fluids and products and stuff like that, and they sell them back to us in these pharmaceutical companies. If you did not know, that's why the pharmaceutical companies are $1 billion companies. And they don't want us to use nature. They want us to use their pharmacies. Earth was the natural farm. We had natural farmers, and now they have unnatural farmers, which are the so-called doctors that serve us in these grocery stores that are powered by electricity and built up by construction workers. Unnatural. Anyway, yeah, so like, I'm not saying that so-called non-black people could not take the sun and stuff like that, but they're not as tolerant to it. You see what I'm saying? So they had to make it cold, and as you can see, it's easy to do. They managed to do it for years. It's not supposed to be cold and winter and none of that on this planet. It's a hot planet, but like I said, these beings figured out a way to manipulate the weather, and they still doing it through these towers and these devices, and us believing in it because we are magnetic beings. If they can get us to believe it, put the images in front of our face, we can manifest it, and then it works. You see what I'm saying? It's pure magic, and we don't even know it. What else I want to talk about? Yeah, they trying to freeze us with this Arctic blasting weather. Got ice over here. I got a little pool on one of those little pools on the patio. I was growing bell pepper in and stuff, but it froze over. I'm just probably start that over because they done died. I think my plants, they gonna die in this weather. But I'll just start over when it gets back warmer. And yeah, like y'all know, that Texas situation where they first made it snow in Texas. As far as my assumption was that was like a test run. They managed to make it snow in Texas, so that was like a test run or a test experiment. Just like these so-called protests. Protest to me means program testing. When they do these protests and stuff like that, as long as we don't overstep their boundaries and stuff like that, they cool with it. They don't care about us marching and putting up signs and having pride parades and stuff like that. They don't care about none of that. Long as we don't destroy their system. So I said that to say this, it's a program test. They collect data and stuff like that. Just like when they kept us locked in, they recorded the data on how we stayed in, how we listened, how we complied, so they can go back to the drawing board and say this what we gonna do this time, and see how they react, because they going off our reactions, as far as I think I know. Another fun fact. I had a slow moment, man. I was in my car, and it's cold, and I just learned something. Like, I had these things down, which means the X. I had these things down the whole time, thinking that my AC or my heat wasn't working, and I had to go through all of these and turn them back up. Cause when I first got my vehicle, I ain't know nothing about vehicles. I thought that this was not. I don't know what I was thinking, but I had all on turned to X. So I just fixed my heater and stuff like that, and I'm happy about that, because I was like, wow, I felt so slow, thinking that and I don't know if that did any damage to my vehicle, because all this time I had the heater on, and it probably wasn't even coming out. But yeah, like I said, I don't want people to think that I'm so-called racist or nothing like that, but like Kalai, pretty much teaches and brings to the table about genetics. We should all know about our genetics. We should know about our anatomy. We don't know our vehicles anymore. We now rely on these doctors to tell us how our bodies work, and they really not using. They're basically using a universal guideline for all races of people, because even though we all have arm, leg, arm, head, doesn't mean that we are the same. A lot of y'all so-called white people be saying, like to say we're all the human race and stuff like that, just because we all bleed red. That has nothing to do with it. You see what I'm saying? And I think another problem is that because we cannot prove the spiritual realm, that's going to be hard for people to even believe in stuff like that, because the spiritual realm can't be proven. And that's just what I've come to the conclusion of. How can you prove there's a spiritual realm? Only thing that I can say is that if my energy leaves this body, you won't hear me talking no more. That's the only proof that I have, that I can think of. But like, I guess a lot of people think that when we leave our body, we all go back to a certain on the same source. So that's the question. Are there multiple sources? Are there multiple creators? Do so-called white people have their own creator, and do so-called black people have their own creator? But yeah, we real messed up though. We are misguided. All races of people are misguided, and there needs to be a reset, and that's what Thanos is about. He came to reset. And they killed him. because he was trying to make a reset. They made us think Thanos was the bad guy like they always do. They get us to fall. They get us to go against the villain when the villain always just trying to make change. The villain just trying to destroy what's destroying us. But they always send in the reinforcement. Marvel, Justice League, Justice Society, police. You see what I'm saying? They send all their reinforcements in. It's just like us, the rebels. The rebels would be us, the people who are aware. We trying to destroy the system that's destroying us. But they done got so good, you know, done psychologically tricked us to a point where we think the police is on our side. When they don't even know that the police is made to serve the government. The police is made to serve the government and stuff like that. You know, they play the role as a smoke screen. The police, the military, those are all your Avengers right there, fighting against the people. Because the people, us, who are aware, we are the real Avengers, seeking revenge against the system. But they don't want us to get revenge, so they got to keep us asleep, lost, thinking that the system is for us. You know. So yeah, I wonder if my camera still work. Oh yeah, y'all should get some of those Blink cameras. Those the Blink brand, BLINK. Those Blink cameras work good. I wonder if they frozen due to the cold or extreme weather we had last night. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I don't know if I talked about it in somebody's comment section. My sister's power went out. Power went out, and we didn't even have no snow. We don't have snow now. You see, ice is still surfacing. And I was driving a few minutes ago, and I saw ice hanging off the trees and the tree branches. They putting something in this snow. I mean, they putting something in the air. They basically done turned the air condition up high to combat, I would say, these ships. They trying to combat these ships that's in these skies, by destroying the planet. That's another thing. Before I go, basically what I heard is that these beings are trying to destroy the planet as much as they can before they leave. You know, I'm gonna say all this and then I'm gonna cut off the video. Yeah, it made sense to me. They trying to shut down the system. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, basically they trying to lower their karmic debt. They trying to shut down the system themselves. You see what I'm saying? Because they want to take credit for everything. But what's happening is nature stepping in. Nature is stepping in. Those celestial beings are stepping in. And they trying to destroy the system as much as they can before they finally step down. Because they were ordered to step down, as far as I've heard. You know, in 2022, they were asked to step down. They got a book about it, actually. They were forced to step down. And that's why you got these new laws and stuff like that supposed to be taking place in 2023, January the 1st. You know, I don't know how that's going to go. I'm just trying to see how the money system, if it's still going to last another X amount of years. Because if they can't keep money going, then yeah, they got a problem on their hands. Because, you know, money pretty much makes the world go round now. So yeah, they trying to destroy the planet as much as they can before they step down finally. And they don't want to let us know that these beings are back to take it back, as far as I know. So yeah, a lot of destruction got to take place before they leave. yeah, with that being said, I thank y'all for listening. Be the God signing out. Peace.